match, that FA Cup semi-final replay between Spurs and Wolves. You'll recall that a controversial penalty in the last minute of normal time kept Wolves in business in their first meeting at Hillsborough on Saturday. Well, you can now settle back and enjoy tonight's replay at Highbury. The prize, of course, a date with Manchester City at Wembley. The commentator is John Motson.
For Spurs, this is virtually a home match. Highbury is less than 4 miles away from White Hart Lane, and 40,000 Tottenham supporters are in the ground tonight, relishing the fact that Spurs have played 12 of their 13 domestic cup ties this season in London. The exception was Saturday's match at Hillsborough, and the team tonight remains the same. The two strikers, Steve Archibald and Garth Crooks, both make their 50th appearance for Tottenham tonight. Archibald has scored 25 goals and Crooks 19. But the big team news concerns the Wolves lineup and the fact that Andy Gray is injured and is replaced at number 9 by Norman Bell. Emlyn Hughes keeps his place wearing number 4, and Mel Eves returns at number 11 at the expense of Wayne Clark, who's the substitute. And there's the unfortunate Andy Gray, who had a hamstring strain after the first match and failed a fitness test. Manager John Barnwell in the front of the box there, back on familiar territory, a former Arsenal player. George Courtney, last season's FA Cup final referee, was appointed to take charge of a possible replay before the events of last Saturday. And Spurs kick off, playing from right to left in all white. And there's Jeff Palmer for Wolves, and a handball by Tony Galvin, who made the first goal on Saturday from this left-wing position. Wolves in their familiar gold and black. Hughes calling. That's aimed at Bell. Miller jumping with him. Ardiles back to Alexic. Villiers pushed well forward with the strikers, and he's got a free kick. He's shoved. Villiers wearing the number 5 shirt tonight. It's Ardiles with the kick, though, to Chris Hughton. Flag was up for offside. Hughton. And Kenny Hibbett booed because he was the player involved in that penalty controversy at Hillsborough. Ardiles away from him, gets a special cheer, but it's run to George Berry, number 6 for Wolves. Park in with Archibald. There's Richards battling, number 10. Ardiles doing some defensive work. Eves found Hughes. Remarkable, really, at 33, that Emlyn Hughes should suddenly find himself back in the limelight in an FA Cup semi-final. And again, Villiers has pushed on ahead of Crooks. Here's Ardiles. That's Villiers, hustled by John McCall, but good enough to shake him off. Archibald, Villiers, Archibald, Ardiles, Hughton, Villiers, wide on the left is Galvin. There he is. Oh, what a shot by Galvin, superbly saved by Bradshaw. There may even have been a slight deflection the minute that Galvin shot off that defender nearer to him. He cut inside on his right foot, did Galvin, and he hit it, and the ball must have touched the defender, and well held by Bradshaw. Offside flag is up. Up goes Miller. Here's Eaves. Palmer. This is Carr. Onside, and Galvin's got to do some defending here against Hibbett. This is Palmer. Bell coming in. Here's Houghton for Tottenham. Looks for Crooks. Header was by George Berry. Here's Hibbett, still being roundly booed by the Spurs fans. Ardiles. Hoddle in the centre-forward position here. The others are to his left at the moment, apart from Perryman. Here comes Crooks. There's Crooks! It's there! Garth Crooks for Spurs. Hesitation in the defence. George Berry didn't seem to know whether to go for the ball or not, and Crooks scores his 20th goal of the season. And here's Glenn Hoddle, who made the goal, playing it through. Berry hesitated, miskicked, Crooks headed, and the ball went in. There was an appeal for offside against Archibald, but he wasn't really interfering. And the score, with Berry dejected and Crooks delighted, is 1-0 to Spurs, with 11 minutes gone. Eaves. Hoddle. Bell. Nicely done by Norman Bell. Poor George Berry, who had two very bad moments in the semi-final 2 years ago against Arsenal, will be blamed now for a goal conceded on Arsenal's ground against Spurs. Keith Birkinshaw's side are in the lead, as they were on Saturday, on two occasions then. That was John McCall, fouled by Villiers. So Garth Crooks, in his 50th match for Tottenham, scores his 20th goal. That's McCall with the kick. It's Galvin. Carr. Hughes. Looking for Bell. That was a good jump by Miller. Hoddle to Archibald. That's Steve Perryman on the far side. Then it was Parkin for Wolves. And now Miller jumps with Bell, and Roberts covers. Crooks. Villiers. Number 8, Archibald. Galvin is free on the left wing if he can be seen, but he's put Crooks in. Challenged by Palmer, indirect free kick, I think. Referee has given an indirect free kick for the challenge by Jeff Palmer on Garth Crooks. See what you think as the ball is played through. Obstruction, said the referee, indirect. Now Glenn Hoddle, who, as we all know, can curl them so many different ways. On the ball there with Villiers, number 5, and Ardiles, the number 7. Ardiles to Hoddle. Chipped in, and up went Roberts there. And everything that Spurs do, it seems, has Hoddle as the architect. Little ball rolled to him by Ardiles. And I think as the ball went in, there may well have been a shove there. The referee's pointing, you can see. Graham Roberts fouled his man. the England manager, among the crowd tonight at Highbury, and in front of him the chairman of the Football Association. Here's Richards. Challenge was by Ardiles, who so dearly wants to play in an English FA Cup final. Parkin with the throw for Wolves, short to Eaves, back to Parkin. Alexic coming to meet Bell. Here's Kenny Hibbett. Cleared by the spectacular kick of Villiers. Here's Galvin. And he was fouled by Hibbett. Ardiles for Spurs. They're appealing for offside, and it was against Galvin. There's Bell. Here's Hoddle. It's Ardiles, and Houghton supplies the type of clearance Tottenham were looking for there. Little shove, though, by Tony Galvin on Emlyn Hughes, put Spurs back where they started. Berry takes. Bell is underneath this, so was Miller. Glenn Hoddle will have to help. It's going to come to Parkin. Alexic's coming for it with Bell. There's Emlyn Hughes with the header. And Richards, and off the line by Houghton. Chris Houghton's clearance from John Richards. And Wolves coming strongly now. Looking for Richards again. And Alexic has got a... Oh, he's out of position, it's Hibbett, and a foul. Norman Bell penalised at the end of a very anxious time for Tottenham. And no more so than when the goalkeeper was beaten. It was lobbed back in by Derek Parkin. Emlyn Hughes was well forward in this attack. So was Bell, who went to meet it. There's Hughes now, heading the ball back towards the open goal, on by Richards, but there's Houghton. In the right place at the right time and protects Spurs' lead. Found Galvin. And Villiers with a chance to play it back inside to Ardiles. And trying to shake off Emlyn Hughes. Hoddle, nice play by Tottenham. They've got possibilities here. They still have with Archibald. And they still have with Villiers. He missed his kick. Crooks! Well, Crooks might have had his second. A bouncing ball which Steve Archibald hooked back across the goal. Ricky Villiers, to be fair, totally missed his kick, and Crooks got there to shoot over the bar. The ball still rising as it went into the crowd. 15 minutes left in the first half of this FA Cup semi-final replay. Spurs 1, Wolves 0. And Spurs have the free kick. Richards on Roberts. John Richards, the Wolves captain. And John McCall trying to hold off Crooks with the help of Parkin. Here's Richards. That's Miller. That's Ardiles trying to get the ball down, because while it's in the air, this wind is playing quite a part. And there goes Norman Bell, and Alexic has come. And he's outside his area when he handled that. That's a free kick to Wolves. And the goalkeeper could get booked here. The goalkeeper could well get caution for a handball. Steve Perryman unhappy with the way he dealt with it. I wasn't sure that he should have come in the first place, but he did come, and he's going to get booked. The bouncing ball, troubling the defenders. He might have headed it, he didn't. He punched it because there was a player there to beat. And that has earned Milja Alexic the first booking of this replay. And it's also earned Wolves a free kick right on the edge of Tottenham's area. Jeff Palmer is just to the left of your picture, waiting for a possible shot. That's Hughes and Carr on the ball. Now Spurs scored from here on Saturday. Palmer, deflection, corner. Well, Ardiles did well to shut down the man, Jeff Palmer it was to the right as we look now, who hit the ball. Look where Ardiles was, closing him down, out off the Argentine for a corner. Flick header across, a chance here, and Berry against the bar, still loose. George Berry has hit the bar, and still the danger's not clear. Foul there surely, free kick to Spurs, but Wolves asking themselves how that came out. The ball delivered from the corner by Willie Carr, and in the scramble that followed, you'll see what happened now. Flicked back across the goal by Richards. In came Eves at the far post. In went Bell, and George Berry hit the underside of the bar, and the ball came out on the right side for Spurs. And here's Paul Miller for them. That was cut out by McCall, and he's found Richards. Ardiles in the way. Spurs midfield working tremendously hard. This is Hibbett. Hughes is well forward here, and Alexic able to come to save from the onrushing Bell as Hughes put the ball through. Kenny Hibbett, two ahead of him. One of them is Bell, but the ball too strong for him. Now Galvin for Tottenham. Taking on Jeff Palmer, which on Saturday proved very interesting. Galvin got behind the defence 2 or 3 times to telling effect. Minute to go in the first half. And not many stoppages, I would think, because the trainers have not been called upon. Houghton. Archibald far post with Parkin. Heads it back down. John McCall. Nerves jangling a little in the penalty area. Brooks' pace was good enough, and his right foot finish was absolutely emphatic. And look at the way Hoddle puts that ball through. That is sheer precision, and he's got too much speed for those defenders. Bradshaw came out, no chance. And Glenn Hoddle, who's played such a part in this semi-final already, puts Spurs in a position here which is surely a winning position unless they panic, or unless Wolves in the second half. And a little kick by Houghton on Bell as the half-time whistle went, separated by the linesman. But Wolves now have got to provide one of the great comeback stories of the Cup, and Archibald argues with Parkin, but Garth Crooks goes off the happiest man around. Spurs lead by 2-0. Well, the first half ending on such a high note for Spurs, but so often in the FA Cup this season, Wolves have appeared to be on the way out and have proved us all wrong. Here's Carr. McCall. Hoddle. Looking for Crooks again. Another beautiful ball. And Crooks again away from Palmer. Archibald in the centre. And away by George Berry. Glenn Hoddle spraying the ball about beautifully. Here's Houghton moving forward for Spurs. Villa, Ardiles, Archibald, set up for Hoddle to strike one through a crowd of players. And all this happening in front of the England manager. Archibald, Parkin, Hughes, Crooks is offside. Paul with the kick, on by Richards, away by Ardiles to Villa. Crooks has made his run to the left this time, and good support on that side as well from Houghton and Galvin, but it was Palmer who intercepted, and did very well indeed as well. Still Jeff Palmer, Emlyn Hughes. Galvin making the run this time, number 9. Villa. Ardiles. Hughes tackle, a good one. Here's Bell. Richards is ahead of Bell, but he's given the ball straight to Glenn Hoddle, who in turn has tried to bisect the centre-backs again, but here's Carr for Wolves. Eves. Oh, well played by Mel Eves. That was a superb run, and very unlucky at the end to see the referee give a goal kick. That was one of the best pacey runs from a Wolves player we've seen. Mel Eves quite prepared to take on the defenders one after the other, going inside Perryman there, and it needed Ardiles to come across, and the ball off Eves for a goal kick. Archibald. Here's Villa. Villa shot! Oh! 3-0, and Ricky Villa produces another marvellous moment for Spurs. Absolutely vintage stuff. And that one came straight out of Argentina. Garth Crooks was again involved, laid the ball on to Villa, tempted the defender, went inside a second man, hit it with his left foot, and it screamed past Bradshaw. Villa's goal, and Spurs have a 3-goal lead now, with 53 minutes gone. Has been turned very nearly into nearby White Hart Lane by these Spurs fans now. Just look at them behind that goal on the favoured north bank of the Arsenal fans. Special satisfaction for them in that. Well, Wolves now don't just need a dramatic recovery, they require a miracle. Perryman for Tottenham. Crooks, Villa, Archibald. Villa again, here's Glenn Hoddle. Little flick, turning on the party tricks. That is Houghton on the far side. This is Hoddle again. As Wolves battle to come to grips with the Tottenham team playing at this moment at the peak of their game. by Miller on Bell. Taken by Parkin. An hour of the match gone. Spurs leading by 3 goals to 0. Handball by Eves. The noise finally subsides so that the referee can allow the substitution. I wonder if that's the last we shall see of Emlyn Hughes in big-time football. Wayne Clark has come on, but Emlyn Hughes, one of the great figures of the last few years, taken off in the semi-final replay. At the end of a very distinguished career. Header by John McCall. Hoddle, Ardiles, Hoddle, Crooks is on the run again. Good save, Bradshaw, and away by Palmer. And Garth Crooks there was within an ace of becoming the first man to score a hat-trick in a semi-final since 1958. And it happened on this ground when Dawson did so for Manchester United against Fulham, and Crooks there was denied his third only by Bradshaw. Galvin and Ardiles over there. Here's Ardiles. That's curling awkwardly, and it was pushed back across by Roberts as the goalkeeper fumbled. And here's Perryman, and there's Berry. Had to go that way and did so very coolly indeed. So Wayne Clark being brought on the right-hand side for Wolves. Here's Richards. Hibbett, Bell, Perryman away from Eves, Villa, McCall, Parkin, Eves looking for Willie Carr, in the centre, Richards and Bell, Richards coming in now, and Alexic has missed it, Parkin, and the referee's blown. And the scramble which followed was all to do with John Richards going in a little strong. The Spurs players reacting just on the spur of the moment to that, but George Courtney spotting Willie Carr knocks the ball in high there, and I think the initial challenge on the goalkeeper there was the foul, and the referee saw it. John McCall, Hoddle looking for Archibald, and Berry was uncertain again, and Bradshaw's had to come himself. Ardiles back to Crooks. Here's Villiers, wide is Galvin, still Villiers. Oh, what a unlikely moment that was. The ball could have gone either way there. Villiers appears to be slightly hurt. Just look at Ardiles here. Archibald. Houghton. Villiers, Galvin, came off Jeff Palmer for a corner. So Galvin to take the corner for Spurs. A poor one, and intercepted by Derek Parkin. And Archibald's in, and is it going to go in for Archibald? And Bradshaw has fallen on the ball, I suspect, right on the line. The referee looked at the linesman, who was well positioned, and I don't think that went over. A dreadful moment here for Derek Parkin, who turns, plays the ball back, and there's Archibald, who got a touch, so did Bradshaw, and the goalkeeper just kept the ball out. Might get a better view from here. Poor Derek Parkin, Archibald, the little touch under the goalkeeper's right hand. Bradshaw comes back and just about prevents the whole of the ball going over. Ardiles and Villiers both chasing back there to challenge Eves. Here's Clark though for Wolves. Palmer hangs it up for Norman Bell. Referee spots a linesman's flag there. Bell being buffeted, and a free kick to Wolves. In fact, I think Spurs may have an injury problem here. It seems to me that Graham Roberts is hobbling slightly in their defence, number 4. Hibbett, Bell is up, and I think the referee sees that as a corner. Carr with the corner. Richards, saved by Alexic brilliantly, and away I think by Perryman. Good stop that by the goalkeeper, but Spurs for the moment getting the ball away with Hoddle, and Archibald's offside. Now I think the Tottenham substitution which is going to be made, as we see what happened here with John Richards. Richards had a good stop by Alexic there, but the roar that is going up is for Ozzy Ardiles, who has just gone off and been replaced by young Gary Brooke. Just under a quarter of an hour to go. Here's Hoddle with Carr in attendance. The back heel finds Perryman. Oh, he's onside now. Can Crooks complete his hat-trick? It's Crooks for Spurs. Oh, unselfish. Archibald has missed it incredibly. Oh, dear me. He knows better than anybody else. What an awful miss. Hoddle applauds because Garth Crooks set that up superbly. Garth Crooks looked to be in for the first semi-final hat-trick for 23 years, but he was less selfish than that. He squared it to Archibald, and he completely missed it. Here's Archibald. And that's going to be a goal kick. Well, it seems as though the Argentines are going to fulfil their ambition. Look at Ardiles there. He was only a minute away on Saturday, he and Ricky Villa from Wembley. They're only a minute away again, but they're 3 up this time. And here's Norman Bell to Palmer for Wolves. A Wolves team who soldiered on, but have hardly done themselves justice without Andy Gray, against a Tottenham team who played exceedingly well and whose fans have made this one of the memorable nights in North London football. Clark for Wolves. Hibbett. Tackle was by Hoddle. Hibbett again. Now Graham Roberts heading it out. But here's Hibbett with a chance. An offside flag was up. That's offside in the first place. Although Clark put the ball in the net at the end of the move, the linesman was flagging on the far side. And the Spurs fans are waiting to celebrate. And Spurs go to Wembley. Ardiles as well. Keith Birkinshaw leads them there in what they said was the Chinese year of the rooster or the cockerel. Ricky Villa supplies a goal to go with the 2 scored by Crooks, and the injustice that people talked about last Saturday is put to rights here at Highbury tonight. And the irony really is that the Spurs fans who saw Arsenal win the league on the Tottenham ground exactly 10 years ago this month in 1971 have now seen Spurs reach the 100th FA Cup final by winning a semi-final replay on Arsenal's ground. You can't ask for a bigger irony than that in what, with a 1 in the year, once again appears to be Tottenham's season. Chris Hughton trying to get through the fans, but the final score here, Spurs 3, Wolves 0, and that means on May the 9th, the 100th FA Cup final will be between Tottenham Hotspur of the South and Manchester City of the North.
Well, can I ask you first, Garth, the mood in the Tottenham camp before tonight's game, did Saturday's events really harden your resolve?
Well, on Sunday, myself, after the game, I was a little bit disappointed. But we reported at Cheshunt on Monday morning, and the manager and the coach did a tremendous job on getting us right mentally for today's game. And I think you saw tremendous professional performance from the 11 players that were on the park today.
Now, in your 50th match for Spurs, you scored 2 goals. Which one gave you the most pleasure?
I think the second one, because I didn't panic. I kept my composure, and I stopped the ball in the back of the net. And it was at the stroke of just before half-time. It must have been a killer blow for them. That gave me the most pleasure.
Do you feel that Wolves were deprived of one of their strongest cards with the injury to Andy Gray, or don't you think that really affected the game?
I think most definitely. To be fair, I have tremendous respect for Andy Gray as a player. He's a marvellous strong front man. According from Steve Archibald's, for what Steve Archibald's told me, he's a pleasure to play with. They definitely missed him today. But apart from that, I think that our back 4 players played extremely well.
Well, Ricky, tell me about your goal.
Well, I can explain very well, because I get the ball and pass one people and shoot only, and when the ball is going to the goal, I feel it's goal, It's great. I can't explain very much that,
How do you feel about playing at Wembley now?
Well, when we come into England, say we have to play Wembley because it's the home of the football, and I feel very, very pleased. I think it's the great moment in the English football,
Before I said, well, it's like my dream to be at Wembley, but I said it's a dream of everybody else. But I really feel very, very exciting to be at Wembley and to be this night. I feel very, very happy this night, and and we have 1 month to really relax and think in Wembley, and I hope that we can play our football in Wembley and beat Manchester City.
Well, if they're selected, of course, Ardiles and Villa will be the first foreigners to play in an FA Cup final at Wembley since Bert Troutman way back in 1956. And Bert, of course, played for Manchester City.